few remarks about the bill, as a number of my colleagues would also like to comment about my bill. As a result of the American Rescue Plan, working in conjunction with the Budget Control Act of 2011, there are cuts scheduled to take effect in 2022 with respect to Medicare and with respect to our farmers. And unless this body takes action, we'll be cut $36 billion. But they're not limited to. But they'll include cuts to cancer treatments for our elderly. Those cuts would reduce laboratory fees and analysis that our seniors depend on every single day. For the reasons I just referenced, our farmers are also going to get cut unless we take action, specifically the crop insurance programs on which our farmers rely. The backbone of America don't deserve these cuts either. In fact, America was born on a farm.
With an aging population and more physicians not accepting Medicare because of insufficient payment, Medicare beneficiaries would face a reality of less access to quality care.
Make a very simple point, which is that Medicare is too important to be held hostage to political games. And that's what's going on here now. We need to have a clean bill to fully fund and protect Medicare for the millions of Americans who rely on it, including over 1 million just in the state of Missouri. Both parties to stop using Medicare as a pawn in a political game.
That's why I support both the UC request and the amendment that Senator Graham is sponsoring. I'm co-sponsoring that. Are trying to use reconciliation to pass a trillion plus tax and spend bill on a purely partisan basis. Given that, they obviously can use reconciliation to pass a debt ceiling increase on their own. They do not need this House legislation to do it.
I want to take this nation back to a year ago this spring, in April of 2020. COVID was on the rise, our first variant, our first wave ripping through this country. Our ERs were overflowing, the ICU beds were full, and doctors and nurses across this nation ran to the sound of the battle. We didn't have vaccines, there weren't therapeutics, but we took an oath to take care of our fellow man. I joined those doctors. I went to an ICU in southwest Kansas where we had 8 beds, 12 patients, and 9 ventilators. We're going to cut their pay. We're going to cut most doctors' pay 2 to 11%.
The weekend is out. All he's got to do is do a simple amendment to the budget resolution. What am I missing here? And I know a deal has been made, and some people are going to vote for it. You're not looking at one of them. And I respect their right to make a deal, but I didn't make a deal. But I've been put in a position of saying, okay, Kennedy, we're going to show you. You got to choose between keeping your word to your people or cutting Medicare. And we wonder why Congress polls right up there with skim milk.